Good morning, story trading VIPs. Hope I put the right link out there today. I did my tech stuff last night instead of this morning. All right. So, guys, anyway, this morning it is now, people coming in. So I got the right link. It's Monday, January 9th, 2023. Looking QQQ SPY with continuation. Let's talk about the macro for a second. So what happened Friday? Friday, we saw markets turn around from Thursday based on data that could indicate a soft landing, right? That's good employment, but with wages coming down. So that was a good sign, but it was just one data point, and that's why we went up Friday. Now, a couple other things I want to mention on the macro is we have Fed speakers talking today, which could obviously derail things. We have CPI Thursday, big events. But I want to draw your attention to Tesla. Tesla had a really good price action on Friday. It went red to green on bad news, right? So in the morning, when the whole market was up, Tesla was still down sharply because they were lowering the prices in China, which is seen as bad news. Demand is low. Margins are going to get lower, but then it reversed to green. That's a classic sign of a bottom. Doesn't necessarily mean the bottom, but a sign of a bottom. And I found that very constructive, both for Tesla and possibly for the broader market as well. Now, the other one that we have to watch in terms of, hey, is the market going to take another leg down, is Apple. Now, I've been pretty bearish Apple for a long time. I actually completely closed out my Apple short Friday morning because of the macro data that came out. Now, you never really know. You can't necessarily predict what's going to happen in the near term with Apple, but the thesis was, hey, they may warn on earnings soon. Now, a couple things have happened, though. Besides that macro data of the possible soft landing, they announced their earnings date, but with no warning yet. So that's a possible sign there won't be a warning before the earnings date. The other thing, there's positive news coming out of India. There were a couple posts. Someone posted something in India about demand. I think it was Sanjay, or if I got the person wrong, I apologize. And then I found another article on India that I posted about them. A lot of job openings in India and opening a flagship store in India. So maybe Apple's just not going to crash. We'll see. Can't predict these things perfectly, but as of Friday, I did reduce my hedge, and I'm going to react to what I see. All right. So that's the big picture. You can see ARK is up sharply, up 2.7%. That's mostly because of Exact Sciences. We'll get into that. That's Kathy Wood's one of Kathy Wood's top positions. And Bitcoin is up, which is good sign of risk on right now. So lots of signs indicating continuation of this bear market rally. But again, Fed speakers today could possibly derail it. But I would, at this point, really look to Thursday CPI data for a change of direction, or maybe the day before people start taking risk off the table. We see that often. TLT, UUP, it's been difficult to use this as a signal, right? Ever since we noted that change of behavior, we had a video up on it like about 6 weeks ago or so when TLT changed behavior in relation to the rest of the market. You can now, we had talked about TLT being a barometer for inflation worries to switching to being a barometer for recession. And in that sense, it's working this morning, right? TLT and the market's going opposite directions. How it almost always has been my entire life, except for 2022 was the only exception when we were so worried about inflation. So now it's acting like normal. But again, the currency a little bit hard. Usually TLT down, UUP up. So that's not working out. Currency market, very difficult, not my forte. So in any case, that's the macro view. It's currently looking good. You got to adjust with the data. You got to trade what you see and be willing to change your mind quickly on macro stuff. So Tesla continuing to show that continuation, that strength off of that red to green move. MACD flip. Maybe we get to the 20 DMA there at 125 or so. So good news there so far on Tesla. Now, BABA. Man, did we ever kill BABA? I didn't stay with the trade. I should have. I just traded it like intraday for 2 days in a row. But BABA, Tony was talking about this the day before Vegas came on our show and said, hey, this looks like a good setup. Tony was really pounding the table on China reopening. And I noted a 128 possible price target up here. You can see all these resistance candles up there. Right here, it's above the 50 DMA, so it has room all the way up to there, right? 200 DMA. So it made sense that this candle right here, the high of that is 125. But yeah, I said 128. Maybe I should have made it more like 125. But that swing target is now coming into fruition. This morning, the stock is up because of some news about Jack Ma giving up control of major Chinese fintech company Ant Group. So you can take a look at that news. But congrats if you stuck with this. I saw that swing target. I didn't stick with it. I got to do that. But I got to start sticking with my swing targets. So Vegas will be back on actually in about 5 or 10 minutes. So we'll talk about what she sees for today as well. Air, you know the story here. Like, man, I was furiously selling everything I could Thursday aftermarket so I could buy more air at $20. So I did that. That worked out. Unfortunately, the stuff I sold also doing great. It was mostly uranium stocks and TSM because that's the only stuff that had a bid in after hours Thursday. So, man, I want to get that stuff back because they're doing well. But in any case, Air, talking to CEO today at 11 a.m. And I have some good, insightful questions for him, as I usually do. My interviews are great. You got to tune in for that. And I believe this interview is not going to be recorded. Let me see if Gain wrote back on his recording preference. No, but usually his preference is not to record it. So try to tune in live via our app, 11 a.m., and you can hear CEO of Gain Erickson and some insightful questions we'll have for him. Look at this, the LIACF. My target has basically been met. 270. Well, I'm going to call 269, honestly. But I'm probably going to sell some at the open here. We are switching to AMRI, American. Let's see what that ticker symbol is. We're switching to, no, this is the news. They also had news this morning. So, man, they're really AMLI. So tomorrow we trade as AMLI. They threw up another catalyst this morning with drill results. 270 is my target, the top of this candle over here, the top of these resistance candles. Definitely, I think I got to take some off at my 270, but I'm going to keep a bunch to see how it does throughout the day, and I may keep some for tomorrow. The risk being AMRI, you may have a hard time selling it tomorrow because that happens often depending on your broker. But another thing that you may be able to do, if you can't, because sometimes you get artificially low supply when ticker symbols change, and the stock might go crazy tomorrow in the morning, but you won't be able to sell because it's an inefficient market tomorrow. You know my thoughts on efficiency and inefficiency, but tomorrow is an example of potential inefficiency because people who want to sell won't be able to sell. So, but a trick, if you call your broker, very often they can execute the order for you. I think Fidelity does that for you. Some other firms will not do it. They'll say you have to wait till tomorrow. So just keep that in mind, possible lack of access to your shares tomorrow. All right. Exact Sciences, this was my top pick in pre-market this morning. I got very excited about this, and I put out a $55 swing target, and it immediately went, what did I just lose? My MACD? Hit X on that. Let's see, upper chart, lower chart, RSI, MACD. Okay, so Exact Sciences immediately, we got to go back there and back in. Okay, immediately went up to 55, actually broke it, went to like 59 and settled in right at $55. So great news coming out of the company. They're reaching profitability earlier than expected. Upping guidance, it looks like here. This is a growth stock that's been hammered. Kathy Woods pick, which growth stock that's been killed. And now over the 50 DMA, you see that initial resistance at the top of this candle, 55, and you see it right there. You see that support and resistance right there, 55. That's why I chose that spot. But really, watch this. This could be a swing play to like 63 and maybe eventually into the 70s and 80s. It looked like a good report coming out of Exact Science, and it has a lot of room. It could just do even if it does a correction back up to like 90, it could still go down. You could still say we're in a bear market for growth stocks, and I hate Exact Science, whatever you want to say, but it could still go to 90 and then back down and hit new lows one day. That could still happen, but that's a big opportunity going from 55 to 90. But 55 was my initial target. It's been met. And I think at this point, you got to see how it opens, maybe find some pullbacks. We'll see what Vegas says. I'm going to bring this stock to our attention, but I'm thinking the 60s are not out of the question on a swing period. Okay, that's Exact Sciences. CTMX, a little disappointed in the pre-market action here. I did keep most of my shares, sold a little bit on Friday. This was actually intended to just be a day trade. But this is why I usually day trade stocks with good fundamentals, because I don't mind letting them turn in. Deal with Moderna and I think an additional 45 cents in cash you're getting from this deal. I don't think this gap is going to fill. Someone asked me that last night on the show. It could, but going by the story trading process and not only looking at technicals, but considering fundamentals, I'm going to make a bet this gap doesn't fill. And we found a higher support level on Friday, which I showed you guys about. Showed you guys, which you can't see here. You have to use extended hours data to see that chart. It found the support, and I'm going to bear the pain if it goes down. I just like the fundamentals too much here. It's a negative EV. They just got 2 major deals with Regeneron and Moderna. I'm holding the line. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But got to go with the story trading process. Sometimes you'll be wrong, but I think this is going to do a rebound. All right. LLAP. This one had some news this morning. This is the aerospace company in a deal with Lockheed Martin, and some update on completes commercial imaging contract for Lockheed Martin. That's good news. The stock has been beaten down. I think this could be an opportunity where maybe it makes a move to 150 or so. We'll see, especially with the market being green and a positive catalyst. I think this could have a rapid re-rating in the morning. Right now, 139 by 142 to the 150 area, and then we'll have to take it from there. KMPH, this stock had basically changed its whole board of directors, chairman of the board, new CEO, lots of management changes. That's usually a great catalyst for a stock. So this is one you'll want to possibly look at for a trade. Probably not my top one, because the recent changes in the business, they basically sold off all the rights of their drug, and it's a smaller revenue stream, but more profitable now. So we'll have to look at maybe look at the fundamentals there, but I wouldn't be surprised if this makes a move to 475, just another 15 cents from here on KMPH today. GRIL throwing this out there again. Haven't had time to research it. The chart still looks great. New 52-week high Friday. News that almost looks too good to be true. So I'm waiting for someone to step up and take a look at GRIL. I have a small position in that. Just want to point out APPH is another example of stocks which seem to always make their way to my swing targets. This morning was like 99 cents. Now it's 90 cents. And, sometimes we don't have enough patience to hold these. I call them out at swings, but sometimes there's like opportunities that pop up and you start rotating other possible plays. But man, if you just hold most of the time, not 100% of the time, which is why I can't go all in, most of the time, especially lately, the swing targets we're calling are working. The swing target here was about $1 I called. Yeah. You have the declining 50 DMA, but we're going to round it down to $1. So it actually hit like 98, 99 cents in the early pre-market. APPH. I'm not in it now because I have some concerns about their cash flow and their cash burn. Actually, their cash burn I have some concerns about. But technically, off the sale leaseback, massive sale leaseback, it's heading to that swing target. Unbelievable. Want to point out AGRX and some news here. This is the birth control patch stock that Tony's been on top of since Roe v. Wade was overturned. It's up 7% this morning. A business update here this morning. I haven't kept in touch with this to really know the impact of this revenue. I think that this one's a little bit dangerous, although the market cap, is that an accurate market cap? I threw out a question of VIP research. What's the accurate fully diluted share count on this? I think this is worth the fundamental investors in our community to take a look at this. I think Julian was looking at this once. Maybe Sanjay was. I'm not sure. But AGRX, a catalyst out this morning, worth looking into. I'm not going to jump into it, but man, if that market cap's really $11 million, could run. All right, but they did note that they're not profitable yet, and they're thinking of doing an acquisition to get profitable. So some mixed signals in that report. Not my favorite stock of the day. I want to point out uranium has been really hot. Watch the last couple of days. You can see that. And it's been pushing up all the uranium stocks. And by the way, LIACF, don't forget, is not only lithium, but it's also uranium. And they're spinning off their uranium asset sometime soon. Okay. They didn't put a date on that. But after the uplisting, the next big thing is spinning off the uranium asset. So uranium been on fire. I'm thinking it may be time for SMR. I brought this up the other week, and I forget exactly what the catalyst was. I know there was a catalyst. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I like the chart down here back at 10, went to 15, down to 10. I think, what was it, Elon Musk mentioning nuclear? I think it was something like that got us back on the radar. I'm not sure what it was, but now you have a catalyst. Some news out this morning on SMR reaching a key milestone while uranium stocks are doing well. So maybe SMR, it's the time for SMR to make a move. So that's a possibility. You can see these other uranium stocks, GLATF, also that. So I guess some people like the news coming out of GLATF this morning. Oh, it's not actually showing on this feed. It's showing under, for some reason, it's there. It's there. So you can take a look at GLATF and look at this. GRIL, we just talked about it. Muscle Maker crosses 150 million revenue milestone in the first 60 days of operation. They keep pumping out these PRs that make it look too good to be true. They're only talking about revenue. They're not talking about profit, but the stock continues to react on GRIL and continues to go up. So when did that come out? That news came out at 9:15. Oh, just right this second. Okay, just came out. You can see the stock moving to 110. All right. I wish I had a larger position. Got a small position in that. So going back to our list over here, there was some news on GLATF. It's not showing up with this need. You can look it up. It's basically drilling results for uranium. The stock is moving up. So two stocks with uranium news, and even UUUU, another uranium stock, had news this morning about the acquisition. I think is closed with Alta Mesa. Closing is up. No, it's scheduled to close on or before February 15th. So just an update on when that deal will close. I think that was a previously announced deal, but check me on that. So 3 uranium stocks with catalysts that could extra tailwind, stack catalysts, you could say, with uranium sector being up, that can give these stocks an edge today. All these uranium stocks I'm showing you here, SMR, GLATF, and UUUU. TGB, Matt really called it Thursday morning, early Thursday morning before this run. Based on China reopening, but there's also drilling news on TGB. Initial swing target. This is a swing play, and we haven't wavered on it. 175 was the target. Looks like it's going to hit that 175. I think it actually did hit 174 or something on Friday. Well, it hit 175. It hit our swing target on Friday. So not last night we talked to Carl. Who was it? Carl? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was Carl. His into copper. And both Carl and Matt are expecting the permit to be issued imminently for TGB, which could take the stock over $2.50. So TGB, I'm thinking, is poised to break that 175 initial target and head over 250, but we may need that catalyst of the permitting. All right, we're going to hop on over to Vegas. A bunch of other stocks here. Real quick before we do that. Clearfield, they're speaking at Needham tomorrow morning. Quick, speaking at Needham tomorrow afternoon. ACHR, I think it hit our swing target there at the 50 DMA. Oh, right above the 50 DMA. So maybe it's something to look into with a recent great catalyst on that. EV airplane stock. TSM earnings this week. Warren Buffett stock looking good. Intel, I'm interested in that sector. MBLY has some interesting things going on. CTLP basically hit our target. I'm all out because of all the other opportunities, better risk reward. We've already reached near that target on CTLP, near 485, I think it was. RUM, they launched a new website. We'll leave it at that. And now let's bring on, here we go. Check it out. Bring on Vegas.
Hi, good morning.
All right, morning. Got a little
morning.
Animation over there.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, we love the animation. So
yeah, now we got to get
all
one
right.
with you on it. All right,
Yes.
good morning. Lots going on Vegas this morning. Real quick, I want to direct the conversation first to what I think you might like, but already gapped up. Exact Sciences. I don't know if you saw the news. EXAS. It's up 17%. Hit our initial swing target of $55 already in pre-market. Do you see more of a move here based off of this catalyst this morning?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you look at the weekly chart, even from last week, it was just setting up here. It had beautiful support at the 200-day on EXAS. So let me just pull up this daily chart actually. So if you guys are still swinging it or you're locking in profits, I'm not too sure what your strategy is here.
I was not in this. I saw the news this morning.
Yeah.
So there was an opportunity to get in early pre-market, but now that we're at 55, what do you think?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's up over 15%. But the thing is, the market's liking the news. So if the market likes the news, then definitely we could see this go a lot higher. Let me just see here if I can pull it up here. EXAS. Yeah, I want to just pull up this chart and look at the levels and tell you probably what could be the next potential levels. So it has room still to 56.52, and then if it breaks that, it could see 57.84. Maybe
on a swing time frame.
No, even on the daily, like daily.
Yeah.
Well, even if you're swinging, I mean, there's the chart's still solid. Like it's got very good support. I mean, I would still swing this because if I look at let me look at the weekly a little closer. But if I look at the weekly chart, I mean, it's holding beautifully over this gapping up level here over this 54. Let me just here. EXAT. Yeah, it's got it's AXAS. Sorry,
EXAS.
AXAS. Yes, it's holding very nicely over this 54.73. So, honestly, this has room to, maybe like 62.41.
Now we're on the same page.
And so it could still go there, but it's got a really nice weekly chart now, setting up beautifully for a continuation. So there's no like sign yet to tell me if I was in this trade. There's no sign here that's telling me, oh my God, there's weakness on the chart, close the trade. I mean, if it got below like 46.60, which is quite a big gap from where it's trading right now at 55.04, then I would have to like take a closer look, or if, because that would break support at the 8 EMA. So I would still be holding this trade if I was in it, because the fundamentals and the technicals are aligning quite nicely. So there's no really reason to sell it. Unless, of course, I was already in it from last week and I've made good money. Like, why not lock in a big chunk of my money and then maybe ride some shares, and then continue with this momentum if the market still likes it.
Yeah. I'm also looking at that 63 level as a possible next swing. I just wish it opened at like 45 so I could run it to 55 during the day, but that didn't work out.
I know.
Abba, you killed it. Awesome call. Are you still swinging this?
Yeah, I still have BABA because I have January 20 expiry date. So
Nice.
The thing is with BABA, you guys know, like I like to follow. It's not just the fundamentals on the chart. I mean, the chart's gorgeous. I mean, it's A plus setup, and so the swing is still intact. And unless this now goes under 110, then it's still very strong. The actual swing possibility. So I actually am predicting and looking for this to go towards. In terms of like where it could go with a swing trade, I'm looking for this to go to 115 and 120. So if anyone's looking to do a swing trade and you're not in BABA, you definitely want to take a closer look at maybe, January contracts. It's gapped up this morning. So if you have not been in BABA or you've been in and out of it, you might want to look at the 115 contracts for Jan 20. It's a nice swing, stop loss under 110. And looking this to go long on the, if anyone's in the stock, that's also the same stop loss 110, and then looking for this to go to 115 and 120. But beautiful gap up, obviously with the nice news also with BABA, with Jack Ma and his ant group. So yeah, I think that's obviously why we're seeing some continuation. But I want to say we've had a lot of money flow. These fat cats have been buying BABA, and so it's quite evident. I mean, the stock, since I've been talking about the stock even back in November, the stock is up 45%. And a mid cap, large cap stock, that's a lot. 45% in 2 months, in less than 2 months. I mean, we're talking like 6 weeks. The stock's up 45% since I've mentioned it. So, this thing's just amazing, incredible to watch. So I just love it.
I agree with your targets there, about 150, and I think maybe 125 is in play as well. All right, wanted to get your quick feedback. I think you're in the LIACF trade. You still in that?
Yeah. The OTC stock. Yeah.
LIACF. Right.
Yeah.
What's your trade plan on this? I'm planning on selling at least half today. They're switching over to AMRI tomorrow. Wanted your view on this.
Yeah, you know what? There's nothing wrong to sell it. Take profits. It could also revisit it later this week and see how it's doing. I did like the weekly chart though, so there's nothing really wrong with it to hold it. And I like the sector that it's into with this lithium. So I will say this, that honestly, I still really like the chart. So I'm not in a rush to like close it. So the fundamentals are there. The setup is beautiful. There's no rush to say, oh my God, this is falling apart. Let me get out of this trade. So I would not be in a rush to sell this at all. I'm just going to maybe hold it, actually looking to hold it a little longer. It needs volume. Like we only have about 10,000 shares pre-market, but we'll wait and see till after. Like I said, sometimes people don't trade pre-market.
This one also can't.
This one.
almost all brokers don't even allow pre-market trading on this one because it's still OTC.
Oh yeah, okay. So there you go. So I didn't know that.
That'll be
Not all
solved.
brokers.
That'll be solved tomorrow. That'll be solved
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Okay. So I still like this to go much higher. So I wouldn't be surprised. Yes. So the chart's solid. The market seems to like this company. Lithium, is obviously a sector people really like as well.
And uranium.
Yeah. So I think this can go higher. I wouldn't be surprised to see this head towards $3, maybe $3.32. And then if it breaks that, you could see like close to $4, like $3.93.
Wow.
But
all right.
My stop on this would be like, I wouldn't want to see this get under $2. So I wouldn't want this under $1.99. So I'd say $2 would be my line in the sand. So that I wouldn't want it to go below that. But as long as it's holding here, like even holding 228 and 204, I mean 204, I love that level. This can go higher. So I would not in a rush to close it. The chart's beautiful. Beautiful chart. Great choice.
By the way,
pick.
I see a note that someone from our community just shared. Baba named top pick at Morgan Stanley, 150 price target. I don't know if that just was breaking now or that came out earlier.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I know they've had like really great news. So yeah, that's great. Love hearing that. Love hearing these comments that they like it. So, even more power to the stock. So we just keep holding and holding. It's a really great pick. So loving to hear that. So thank you to the
love that.
trading community.
I love that commentary, by the way. Love that commentary on LIACF. I think that you've given me the conviction I need now to hold at least half, because I was maybe even tempted to sell my entire position before the catalyst tomorrow. But I'm going to hold at least half.
I'd be holding the chart. The chart's telling me that this is solid. The market is, I still think, liking this news, and so there's no reason to sell it. The fundamental chart, I like to sell things when charts get broken. And so until it's broken, it's like, you know what they say, why fix what's not broken? If it's, if it's working, why fix it? Same thing with the chart. Like, why would you, there's no reason to exit. Unless, of course, you've made good money. Of course, you're going to take profit, but, you could also put in, during the day, you could put in a stop loss, where you're looking at, and then just, don't have to babysit it. Just let the trade go. Let it work. Okay. Let the chart work.
Good insights. Real quick, CTMX, 1 minute on CTMX here.
Oh, on CTMX? Let's see. I didn't look at it this morning on CTMX, but on CTMX, love it. Let me just see here. Hold on. I don't think I pulled up the wrong one. Hold on. Yeah, CTMX. I do like this one too. All these charts, I don't know where you find these charts, but they look really good. Did you look at it pre-market on CTMX?
Yeah, I've been looking at it.
So 247 right now. It kind of showed that it had an expansion breakout as well. So I think on CTMX, I definitely don't want to see it go. It kind of broke support here below this 252 at the 55 EMA. So I'm going to keep a watch on this. My stop loss on this one, everyone has a different level of what they look for. I like that it's holding the 8 and 21 still over, it's over 178 and 170. So I got to give the chart a chance to still have a potential move, but looking for this to I'd like to see it get back over 250 and still has room to head towards 282 and maybe 386, but it has to, and I want to see it hold to 178. So as long as it holds 178, the chart's not broken and the swing looks good. Nice. Still looks good.
I'm with you. Good. I'm with you. And I think the fundamentals will prevent it from breaking those levels. And those targets you mentioned to the upside were my initial targets.
And I love the volume on it this morning. Pre-market looks good. The volume looks nice too. Like it.
Awesome.
It's almost 800,000. So what's the float on it, by the way?
It's very big. It's outstanding shares is 70 million. I don't know the float.
Oh, but you know what? Keep in mind the institution owns almost 60%. That's really big for an institution to own this much percentage of a penny stock. So that's
cool.
Really
Vegas,
big.
I want to let you know we're interviewing the CEO of AEHR, 11 a.m. We talked about it Friday, and it broke that level you told us about, and it just soared. So you can see it up again, 3.5%. We're interviewing the CEO at 11 a.m. Any closing words? I got to go trade.
Yeah, no, I got to go trade, but trade safe, everyone. Lock in those profits and have a good trading day. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Awesome. Thanks. And you can follow Vegas at I Love Stocks on Twitter. Have a great day. 11 a.m., guys. AR CEO.